everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am very excited to do a highly requested video from you guys. I've known for a while that I want to do this video, but I've actually just never got around to filming it before. And I did also ask in my last video what you wanted to see this time, and you voted, and so I'm going to show you how I edit my Instagram pictures. So as you probably know if you've seen my channel before, I do love Instagram, even though I don't have the biggest account in the world and my engagement is quite low and the comments are quite low and no one seems to give a shit when I upload, but I still love it. Editing the pictures is kind of the bit that I love the most about Instagram. So yeah, since a load of you asked me, I am going to show you what I do to edit my pictures. For some pictures, none of these ones that I'm going to do today, but for some I might dabble in Photoshop. If you want to see a video on that, then let me know and I can do that as well. But today we're going to focus specifically on iPhone and the apps that I use to edit pictures and how exactly I do it. So Facetune is probably the first app that I use on like 90% of the pictures that I have. In fact, I'm going to use Facetune 2. I do have Facetune 1 and Facetune 2. There are some slight differences, but both are good, so I have both on my phone. First of all, let's edit this picture. So this is an outfit shot that I wanted to do. The first thing that I will do if I have any skin involved in the picture is to retouch that. I'm so pale where you can also see my veins through my skin. That's how pale I am. My skin is like translucent. I'm gonna use the smooth tool. This is actually better on Facetune 1, the smooth tool, but I'm just gonna use it on here because I've already opened it. Any skin that you can see. This is useful if you don't shave your legs for a long amount of time because you could kind of smooth that off. I can't be the only one that has winter legs right now. You know when it's winter and you wear trousers most of the time so you don't shave your legs for a really long time? That's winter legs. See this part on my arm, what I am actually going to do is refine this, so I'm going to pull it in a bit. Can you see how it's like, I don't know why, I just have a really long line there. So I'm going to try and make that shorter. You see? Just slightly makes it look a bit better. I don't know, I hate that part on my arm. My next step is to open Snapseed. I use Snapseed pretty much for every picture just because I prefer editing the brightness, contrast, shadows things on this app. One thing that I don't like about this picture is how white is here, you know, where the flash is reflecting off my boob. So what I'm actually going to do is fix that, and you go on Tools, Selective, and then click on there, and with your finger like select the area, so drag it to make it a bit smaller, and then you can turn the brightness down on that. There, maybe just darken it a little bit. So yeah, now that bit's darker, so there we go. If you want to also do it freehand, you can go on brush. I usually use the dodge and burn tool and put it down to -5. So if I want to make my boots a bit darker, you basically just draw over it and you have more control that way. Do you see how that's made it a bit darker? So if I do before and after again, I look super pale. So the first thing I'm going to do is sort out the brightness and stuff. So I'm going to turn the brightness down because my skin is super bright. So turn that down. Shadows are going to go down a little bit and highlights are going to go down. Do you see how that like brings back my actual flesh? So if I, for example, want to make my skin more brown, so it looks like I've been on holiday, I go on that brush tool again, and then on the temperature I go to +5, and then where my skin is, if you just draw over that a little bit, if I go on before and after again, do you see how I'm a little bit more tanned? So I save that, and then I will go on to details. It's a long process, y'all. If I turn it all the way up, you can see that that's what happens, but it makes your skin look a little bit weird. So I don't put it all the way, so I'll just try and get that fine line, which I think is about there, and then definitely turn up the sharpness before and after again. So as you can see now, I look a lot more tanned, and I think it's just a bit more flattering. Export that and save a copy. Then the final app that I open up in is VSCO, and I usually do the same kind of thing, so I always use A5 and turn it quite far down, so maybe to like 3.6 for example on this picture. It's just kind of like doing it by eye. I always kill the highlights a little bit more. I do clarity, but it depends because like that's to the full extent, which just looks crazy. So I do sometimes turn it up a little bit. With the highlight colours, with the shadow tint, I might put a bit of red in there just to warm the image up a little bit. And then that's pretty much it. This was before and this is after. So you can see the colour's just a lot more sharp, the image is a lot more crisp. The skirt looks really good after that editing, and the top, it just looks more flattering. Like the outfit just looks better put together, it looks cleaner, crisper, the image is just more sharp. On the other hand, if I'm going to do a selfie, so let's go back into Facetune. Selfies are where I tend to do quite a lot of work in adjusting the makeup. First thing that I do is obviously zoom in and smooth the skin. What I'm going to do is use the whiten tool, and I normally whiten the background. So if you go, I put it on full blast first of all, and then turn it down just so I can actually see what I'm doing. So I think images just look a lot better when they're like crisp and white, so do it to a amount that looks like normal. Sometimes I like to make my hair look a bit thicker, so I'll use the refine tool and drag, like pull my hair out a little bit to give it a bit more body. If my hair's looking a little bit flat, which sometimes it does. So before and after, you see how my hair looks bigger? So what I'm going to do is again go on tools and bring the brightness down. This is a really, really bright image. Turn the contrast up a little bit. Shadows down on brush, and because can you see my chest is whiter than my face, I will go on exposure and do minus 0.3 and then just darken around there. Can you see how that's made my chest more of a similar colour to my face? I'm going to go on temperature, turn it up to 5 just to make myself a bit more tan, a bit more of a nicer colour. What I do sometimes is if I need to like darken my makeup or make my brows more defined or adjust something makeup wise, what you can do is go on dodge and burn and lower it to minus 5. And say I want to make my eyes smokier, you just tap on the outer corner of your eye and say on like the outer corner of your brow, for example, just to show you. And can you see the difference there? Like it basically just makes your eye makeup darker. Okay, then you could do the same with the lips if you wanted to give them, you know, make them a bit more obvious. You can also use that tool to give yourself more contour. Like this is crazy how you can basically change all your makeup. So again with the dodge and burn tool on minus 5, if you wanted to contour your face a bit, just go around the edges of your face with minus 5. So if I now press before and after, that's before, that's after. Can you see how I've got like more contour on my face? It's pretty crazy. You can also do minus 5 on your what's that called? Décolletage? Décolleté? I don't even know what it's called. This bit, collarbone. A5. Just like there. Then contrast a little bit, yeah. Exposure down, always exposure down, and add that red sort of shadow before and then after. Can you see the difference? Like there's a massive difference there. Let's do this one for example. Okay, so retouch, whiten, and drag that all over, obviously not on my skin but just on the wall behind, on the bed. Take that picture and go on tune image, then you're basically going to brighten it, which is the opposite of what I've been doing, but brighten it, turn the contrast up. Then with the highlights, you want to turn the highlights up even more, and then the shadows can go down, but then ambiance, you want to bring that up and it'll brighten like your face. I will tend to put the filter on first, I don't know why, that's just the way that I've always done it. Bit of clarity, and then if I need to do more contrast and brightness, just to brighten the image up. Then I will bring the highlights back down so that they kind of flatten the image a little bit more. Last step obviously is to put on my ready kind of tint. like that. So that was the original picture and we've gone to that. So as you can see, everything's just a lot brighter and clearer. I do hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on how I edit my pictures on my actual phone. Let me know in the comments which picture out of those three you think that I should upload to Instagram. Whichever gets the most votes, I will upload first. Let me know in the comments as well if you have any apps that you use that I didn't show that you really think that I should be using, because I love using new apps. And I will see you next time. Bye!